On Monday of Holy Week, we have the gospel of Jesus' visit to Martha, Mary, and Lazarus. And we're told 6 days before the Passover, Jesus came to Bethany, where Lazarus was, whom Jesus had raised from the dead. They gave a dinner for him there, and Martha served, while Lazarus was one of those reclining at table with him. Mary took a liter of perfumed oil and made from genuine aromatic nard and anointed the feet of Jesus and dried them with her hair. The house was filled with the fragrance of the oil. Then Judas the Iscariot, one of his disciples and the one who would betray him, said, "Why was this oil not sold for 300 days' wages and given to the poor?" He said this not because he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief and held the money bag and used to steal the contributions. So Jesus said, "Leave her alone. Let her keep this for the day of my burial. You always have the poor with you, but you do not always have me." The large crowd of Jews found out that he was there and came not only because of Jesus, but also to see Lazarus, whom he had raised from the dead. The chief priests plotted to kill Lazarus also because many of the Jews were turning away and believing in Jesus because of him. The gospel of the Lord. Today we see judging, something we all do. We see circumstances and we judge. Why not this? Why isn't that? How come you're doing this? Isn't there a better thing that can be done? Unfortunately, we're very good at judging other people and their motives, even though we don't know what everything is that's going on in their minds. And as we begin Holy Week, as we now move closer to Good Friday and then to Easter Sunday, I think the challenge for us is to take a look at how do we treat each other. Do we judge each other? Do we believe that we're set up as the jury for God? Or do we allow God to work through us? Do we see ourselves more as Mary than as Judas, who points out better things could have been done with this, which of course is not the case. He wasn't worried about anything good. He wanted the money for himself. He was very selfish. So often our judgments are really selfish there because what's decided on is not what we want. But Jesus this week will teach us that it's not about what he wants. It's about the Father's plan. It's about what the Father asks of him. It's about the opportunities that the Father gives him to help to save the world. How are we in those opportunities? Are we willing, like Mary, to look a little foolish maybe, to have people make fun of us, but to know that what we're doing is the right thing? What we're doing is being an extensions of Christ's care for his people, for our brothers and sisters. As we start to move into this holiest of weeks, let us ask God to help us to put aside the judgments that we use, and rather to look for places that are opportunities where we can share the gifts, the talents, what it is that we have with those in need, especially in this time of epidemic, in this time of disease, in this time of being stuck at home. Are we reaching out and seeing how we can care? If you go shopping for an elderly neighbor who can't get there, taking care of making sure that the children learn what's there, finding exciting things to do to help them to recognize what a gift it is. And during this time that we cannot gather here in church as a community, maybe to take a look and to recognize what a great gift it is, how much we should value it. And when things finally turn around and we're able to gather back together again, that we do so as a happy and celebrating family, recognizing and living the gift that God offered us, not taking it for granted, and recognizing that very quickly it can disappear, so we need to use it every moment that we can.